Hi everyone, this is Miss Son. We're going to learn about transformations. So we're going to use Desmos. So I'm going to ask you to open Desmos, please. So we're going to graph y equals x on Desmos, and we're going to transform, which transformation means we change, okay? We're going to make it the line more steep, less steep, move up and down on the y, and flip across the origin. So let's try that on Desmos, please. So here, first on your Desmos, I'm going to ask you to write y equals x. This is the graph for y equals x. Now, when you have y equals x, what is the slope? Slope is 1x. Okay? So y equals x is same thing as y equals 1x. Now we're going to make this slope steeper, more steep. We're going to double it. We're going to double the slope. So we're going to do 1 times 2. So now the slope is twice 2x. So now as you can see from the original line, it became twice as steep, became steeper. Now if we do 3 times, then it gets steeper, 3 times, 1 times 3. And if I do 5 times, it gets more steeper. As you can see from here, it's getting steeper and steeper because I'm multiplying to the slope. I'm changing the slope. Now, if I do 1 divided by 2, or if I do half of x, my slope is half, then from here it gets flatter, less steep, right? So if my slope is a fraction, let's like this, you can see from here, I can change the color. I thought I can change the color. Let's see, purple. So if I see, this is the original, the red one, this one is 1/2, and then this is 2/3. So you actually get less steep as you go. So right here, we're going to write, if I want to change, this the parent equation means the original equation. If I want it to be more steep, you can have something like y equals 2x. If I want it less steep, you can have y equals 1 over 2x. I'm changing the slope. So can you guys copy these two equations? And if I want to go move up and down on the y-axis, you can do this. Keep the same slope, which is 1x, or just y equals x. We're just gonna keep the slopes the same. If I wanna move up 2, see from here y-intercept is 0. You just move up 2 on the y axis. If I wanna go up, if I wanna move the line up by 3 on the y, then you can just do plus 3 and just go up 3. So this is called translation or transformation. This is the original line. You go up 2, up 3, and then if you just change the y-intercept, you can go up and down. So if I want to go down from here, if I go x minus 2, it will go down 2. So if you do plus, if you add, you get up. If it's subtract, you go down. And then if I want to flip across the origin, if I want to flip the original equations across the origin, all you have to do is, this is the slope, right, 1x, you just have to do negative 1x. Like that. So you can see that this is the 1x, this is the negative 1x. Now, sometimes you don't have to write the 1 in front of it, right? So this gets flipped across the origin because they are opposite slope. They are one is negative, one is positive. If you do opposite signs, it gets flipped across the origin, which is 0, 0. So please copy this on your notes. So in conclusion, we're going to say that y equals x, coefficient is the 1, the slope, if it's greater than 1, graph gets steeper. If it's less than 1, which is fraction, graph gets flatter. If it's negative, so if this is positive, negative, if they opposite sides, you flip across the origin. So you're changing the slope. But if I do change the constant, which is the y-intercept, if it's positive, the graph goes up. If it's negative, graph goes down. Can you write slope and y-intercept here on your notes? So we're going to do some practice. If you have y equals 2x plus 5, this is your parent equation, which is the original. We're going to go up and down on the y, and then twice as steep, half as steep on the slope. So when you see the word steep, that means slope. Just change the slope. If you see the word up and down, then you're changing the y-intercept. So let's look at this on Desmos. So please go to Desmos. We're going to type y equals 2x plus 5. And then we're going to go 2 units up. So when I say up, I'm talking about change the y-intercept. We're going to go up 2 on the y-intercept. The y-intercept is 5. So we're going to do slope stays the same. And we're going to just add 2 to the 5, which is 7. And as you can see, from here we went up 2. If I want to go down, units go down 5, you just have to subtract 5 from 5, this 5. So here, we're going to go down. So let me just take this out. If I want to go down, we're going to keep the same slope, 2x, but just going to go 5 down from here. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be plus 0. So here, from here, y-intercept, we go down. So this is your new line. So this is the original graph line. This is the new graph line. Now, we don't have to write plus 0. This is 2x is the same thing as 2x plus 0. Now, we just changed the y-intercept, went up and down. But when you see the word steep, we're going to change the slope. So if I want to do twice as steep, we're going to just change the slope, which is 2 is the slope. Twice means 2 times 2, which is 4x. But this part will stay the same. So right here, this is twice as steep. So the y-intercept stayed the same, but from the original graph, it just became steeper by twice. If I do half as steep, we're going to divide this by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Just change the slope. And then y-intercept stays the same. And then right here becomes more flatter. So when you see the word steep, think of a slope has an S. Steep has an S. They're asking you to change the slope, multiply. And then if you see the word up and down, just subtract or add or subtract only on the y-intercept. That's what that means. So up and down means just change the y-intercept. So let's take a look at the second one. We're going to change each one. So the original equation is y equals negative x minus 4. So if we move 2.5 units up, that means the slope stays the same, which is negative 1. Just add 2.5 to negative 4. Then that's negative 1.5. Just change the y-intercept. Now, if I want to go 2 units up, 3 times as steep, that means they want you to change the y-intercept. So do negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2. And then 3 times as steep. Steep means slope. So that means we're going to do 3 times negative 1, which is negative 3x. So this number 2, they're asking you to change the y-intercept first and then change the slope. So that will be the new equation. If we flip across the origin and half as steep, flip means change negative to positive or positive to negative. So it's going to be positive 1. And then you're going to do half as steep. So that means slope. So you're going to do 1 divided by 2, which is half of 1. So the slope will be 1 over 2x. It did not say anything about y-intercept, so y-intercept stays the same, negative 4. 2 units down. So from here, we're going to do minus 2, which is negative 6, flipped across the origin. That means if the slope is negative 1, it's going to be positive 1. So that's positive x. So that's how you change and write the new equation for this line. Let's try another one. If we do y equals half x plus 2, we're going to do 4 times as steep, 3 units down. So we're going to multiply 4 to half, which is 2x. 3 units down, we're going to subtract 3 from 2, which is negative 1. So this is, you change the slope, which is this one. You change the y-intercept, it's this one. When they say down, subtract 3 on the y-intercept. When they say up, you add, okay? Number 2, flip across origin. That means if you have a half positive, it's going to be just negative, 1 over 2x. And then 2 units down means subtract. So do 2 minus 2, which is 0. Number 3, half is steep. That means steep is slope. So half divided by 2, which is 1/4 x. And then 4 units up, you just add 4 here, which is 6. Flip across the origin, which is we're going to do negative 1 over 2, but then 4 times as steep. So negative 1 over 2 times 4, which is negative 2. And then 6 units down, you just subtract 6 from here, which is negative 4. All the math can be done on decimals. Now we're going to actually draw. So let's draw. This is your original graph. We're going to translate 4 units down. So I want you to put 3 dots on this original graph. So we're going to put 3, 1, 5. So put a dot here. And then negative 2, negative 1. Draw 3 dots. And then what you're going to do is go 4 units down on the y. So up and down is the y-intercept. So from 3, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So put a dot here on negative 1. From 5, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, go 1, 2, 3, 4. So put new dots after you move 4 units down and connect and draw this line. So this is the translation. When this graph went down by 4 units. So I want you to draw this new one over here. So 1, 1, put a dot there. 2, 3, put a dot there. Negative 1, negative 3, put a dot there. And then I want you to connect and extend and put arrows. This is called translation or transformation. Let's try the next one. This is your original graph. The slope is 1 over 1. Pick these 2 points, which is 1. So we're going to do 3 times as steep and draw a new graph there. So steep means slope, right? So slope is 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. So the new slope will be 3. So from here, this original, 0, 0, just go 3 over 1. Because when we do rise over 1, we do fraction. So 3 over 1, put a dot. 3 over 1, put a dot. 3 over 1, put a dot. So start at 0, 0. And then just put a dot, 3 over 1, 3 over 1, 3 over 1, and then connect them and put arrows. So you actually change the slope from here to here 3 times as steeper, okay? Next one, we're going to do twice as steep. So here, from here, the slope, if I do rise over 1 from this point to this point, is negative 1 over 2. So that's your slope for the original line. And if we do twice as steep, negative 1 over 2 times 2 is negative 1. You can do this on calculator. And then here we're going to go from negative 4, negative 1 over 1. Put a dot, negative 1 over 1, put a dot. So we're going to connect these 3 dots. So this is twice as steep as the original. So please draw this, connect, put arrows. This one we're going to look at 4 units up, half as steep. We're going to change that. This is the original equation. So from the y-intercept is 0, negative 2. Please write that. And we're going to go 4 units up. So when we do up and down, we go on the y-intercept. So from here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to put a dot on 2 because if we went up 4. From negative 2, we went up 4. So start here. And then we want to do half as steep. Now, from here to here, the original slope is 4 over 1, which is 4. Rise over run. So half as steep means 4 divided by 2, half, which is new slope is 2. So from here, you're going to go 2 over 1, put a new dot, 2 over 1, put a new dot, 2 over 1, put a new dot. And then you're going to connect and make a new graph. So we just did transformation. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll do more practice after the video.